You're welcome back from that rather long break when the machines also want to feast. But we start with this very interesting one. Ever wondered how people who work at night, like commercial bus operators and taxi drivers, spend the Christmas festivities? Well, unlike some professionals who do not have holidays, these workers use the festive period to rake in some cash by transporting revelers from one point to another. In the second part of our special feature, Christmas in the Streets, Joy News' Komla Adom reports the absence of the Christmas bars on the Oxford Street is affecting the taxi business there. But that's not all. The following story also tells us more.
The flamboyance of a usually colorful street getting lost by the days. The life that usually characterizes the Rainbow Street appears to be fading. It's Christmas and the usual basking atmosphere on the Oxford Street is conspicuously missing. Little to no activity can be observed here except movement of vehicles. Daniel and his friend are headed for one of the eateries down the street, and I engaged them briefly on how the festivities have been for them.
So it's the normal Christmas vibe, just going out with my friend. We're going to Frankie's, we're going to have a nice time together, and then hope you enjoy the day. That's all.
Okay, how different is it this time from last year?
Last year I was in the room, which is unlike me because I really had nothing much doing. But today I think this year is quite different from last year.
Daniel thinks the streets will come alive at night. Night has fallen and the Oxford Street doesn't appear as lively as one would have envisaged. Jonathan AJ is a taxi driver who plies the street. He's been at it for 4 years. I asked him if he ever has time during festivities like this to have fun and bond with his family.
Oh, you know, for we taxi drivers like this, you know, when it comes to season like that, these are cocoa season, you understand? These are our harvesting time, so like, you know, more times we use Sundays and all that stuff to go out with our family and all that stuff. Even this evening, I'm begging my wife to go out with her, but she said she wants to go church and all that, so we can make it tomorrow.
Clearly, this year's festivities have not thrown at him as much cocoa as he would have expected. Jonathan is worried the bars that used to be the hallmark of this street is absent this time.
Today, there's no much traffic on Oxford Street because past 2 years like this, boss, you spend like one hour before getting to the roundabout, but I don't know the reason why.
He is hopeful by the time the festivities are over, the Oxford streets would have bounced back. But there is the other bigger challenge they are confronted with, the Uber business.
So how much on average do you charge people from here when they are, for example, when they are leaving Oxford Street and they are going to Teshi or they are going to Circle or they are going to Nungwa, for example?
Oh, last 2 years like this, I will tell you maybe 30 CDs or 20, but this time around, when you know, it's because of the Uber to, you know, this time around when you tell them, oh, 30 CD or 25 CD, they will bargain it up to maybe 15 CDs or something up to Nungwa. It's very, very bad, but I hope next year things will be getting well.
Oh, Nana Kwesi has been doing the taxi business for the past 5 years. I'm about to engage him.
We need to celebrate it. By God so good. If you are alive, you enjoy it. If you are not alive, you can't enjoy it. So we are alive, we enjoy it.
Let's talk about your business itself. Are you getting a lot more people patronizing your services during this year's festivities as compared to that of last year?
Last year was good, but this year is not like last year. Simple because a company called Uber has turned the taxi driver business down.
How much of an impact are the Uber having on your taxi business? Have you completely run out of business? Do people not patronize your services again?
Yeah, it's true. People are not patronized, especially students. When they go, they take Uber from home, from school, from office. All of them have neglected taxi drivers. So Uber started.
You've been here all night. Would you say that the patronage has been good?
Oh, today it will be okay for each and every taxi driver who decided to work. But after festivity, it's not, we won't get it the same because of Uber.
Tell us about the Oxford Street. We know that usually the Oxford Street is very busy. It never goes to sleep, but it appears this year it's a bit slow. What do you think has accounted for that?
If you look out, these days, Oxford Street and before, while the country is exigency and exigeous, people don't have money like before to enjoy. So people are planning how they will enjoy a little bit because of this festivity.
So that's why there's not too much activity.
Yeah. Because in the olden days, when you come to Oxford Street, you will see that a lot of traffic will be jammed. Even to park in front of this Papaya and Oxford Street, you can't. So you park somewhere, then the person alive, then they come and buy whatever, but then you take him go. But it has changed since the past 4 years.
Let's talk about Christmas for you as an individual and your family. How do you celebrate Christmas? Because it looks like you're always working.
Oh, we do, but because of this business, I make sure I finish with them before I start my business.
So you've taken your family somewhere already?
We'll go tomorrow. Yeah, we'll go tomorrow.
Then once you're done, you come back to work?
Back, then I start working the evening.
So finally, how hopeful are you that this Christmas will be good for you taxi drivers on a personal level and for that of you and your colleagues? Are you hopeful that you make quite a lot of money?
Surely, so far as we have started Christmas, at the end of 31st, everybody will get whatever he needs.
So you just heard there Nana Kwesi. He's a taxi driver for 5 years, and he's just been sharing with us some of the challenges that they've been facing since the introduction of Uber services into the country. But he is hopeful that the Christmas is going to be exciting, as it has already kicked out.
With a few more days for the festivities to be over, Jonathan and Nana Kwesi can be hopeful of better days here on the streets that's nicknamed Nocturnal Streets. Komla Adom, Joy News.
That's what Christmas has been like for some drivers on the Oxford Street. I don't know about how your Christmas has been, but it will be interesting to hear.